After 7 years of trading, thousands of dollars spent on education, and more mistakes than I can count, I realized something that completely changed the way that I look at the markets. It wasn't a new indicator. It wasn't a new strategy. It was two core principles that most consistently profitable traders understand, but a very few teach. These two core principles became the core foundation of my trading. It has helped me generate over 6 figures this year alone, and has helped me become a full-time trader for the past 5 years. In this video, I'm going to break down these concepts in the simplest way possible, show you exactly how I apply them on the charts, and then I'm going to show you live examples in real time. Let's get into it. In today's video, the goal is to show you a complete system on how to identify high probability setups. And as you can see, this is my month-to-date P&L, and I've made over $83,000 for the month of July. And what I'm about to share with you in today's video can be applied to your trading no matter what strategy that you trade. We're going to touch up on two very important concepts that you need to understand as a trader. I do want to mention that I have been trading for the past 7 years. I lost for years in the markets until I was finally able to achieve results like this through consistency, hard work, and being able to find an edge and effectively manage risk in the markets. And what I want to say is that there is no strategy that works without these two concepts. And I'm going to share with you exactly what these two concepts are, and then we're going to head onto the charts to show you exactly what this will look like in real time. And the next question you may ask is, why is this the case? Well, the reason being is because every strategy you know is based on these two concepts. You might already know what these two concepts are, or maybe you're using these concepts and you don't even know that you're using them. First things first, what can we do? What we want to do is mark out key levels. It doesn't matter what strategy or what system that you trade, you can be marking out key levels such as the previous day highs and previous day lows, the pre-market highs / pre-market lows. You can be using order blocks, support and resistance, supply and demand. You can trade imbalances in the markets. You can trade order flow. There's so many different strategies and systems out there, but the first thing we want to do is mark out key levels on the charts. Once we do that, we want to understand one key important factor, which is called market structure. Understanding market structure when it comes to trading is so very important, because without proper structure and understanding what the markets look like on a higher time frame basis, you are going to be very confused and lost. And the one important question that you have to ask is if we're going to have a continuation or reversal. Number one, what we have is a continuation move. What does this mean? That means we're looking for the market to have strength and what's called a break of structure. When the markets are making a brand new high, so as you can see, we make a low, we make a high, we make another low, and when we make a brand new high, this right here is what's called our break of structure. It's called our BOS for short term. Once we have this break of structure, next what we'd like to see is if this previous level of resistance can turn into support for this continuation towards the upside. And that's when we're going to get something called continuation. When this level of resistance turns into support, that's when we want to see buyers step in, and that's when we want to see another break of structure. Once price breaks back above this key pivot high, that's when we know what we have, what's called continuation in the markets. Next, what we have is what's called a reversal. When the market shows a lot more weakness, and what we have called, which is a market structure shift. A break of structure is within the trend of the market. A market structure shift is when there's a shift of structure in the market. So that's when we break trends. In this case, what we have marked out, we make a low, we make a high, we make another low, price break structure towards the upside, and then what do we have here? We have what's called a reversal. We number one break underneath this key pivot high, signaling potential weakness. But that doesn't mean price is going to have a full-blown reversal. We could end up creating a lower high and continuing back towards the upside. But what signifies the shift in momentum? When we end up breaking underneath this key pivot low, that's what's called our market structure shift, when we end up breaking structure towards the downside. So this would signify here a reversal in the markets, and now we can be looking for, of course, continuation towards the downside. After we understand market structure, if we're going to have what's called a continuation or reversal, we need to understand time frames. And the easiest way to break down time frames is between our higher time frame, which we can use as a bias, and we have our lower time frame, which we can use as an entry. As you can see, there's so many different time frames on the charts. We have our weekly, daily, 4-hour, 1-hour, 15-minute, and you can see there's so many different time frames that we can look at as traders, and we might be a little bit confused and lost. So one of the best rules of thumb that I can give is the higher time frame as our bias, lower time frame as our entry. If this is the case, we can use this for long-term slash position trading slash investing. If we're on the daily chart and the 4-hour as our higher time frames and the lower time frame for our entry is the 4 and 1 hour, we can use this for swing trading. So if you're a swing trader, you can use these time frames. If you're day trading, a good rule of thumb is the 1-hour time frame along with the 15-minute for entries. And then finally, what we have is scalping, which our higher time frame is going to be on the 15-minute and our entry is going to be on the 1-minute. So based off the higher time frame chart that we use, we're going to go on to the lower time frames, and based off that, we can determine what type of trader we are. If we like using the 1-minute time frame, we're scalpers. If we like using the 5 and 15-minute time frame, we're day traders. Whereas if we use the 4-hour and 1-hour charts, then we're typically swing trading. And of course, if we're on the daily time frame, that is more so for position trading and long-term investing. And with that being said, we understand our entry. Another key important factor to keep an eye out for is risk management. And understanding risk management is fairly important, if not one of the most important factors when it does come to trading. And the time frame we can use is dependent on the higher time frames plus the lower time frames. So for example, if our higher time frame bias is on the 15-minute time frame and our lower time frame entry is on the 1-minute, the way we can manage risk is the time frame in between the higher time frame and the lower time frame. So what's in between the 15-minute and the 1-minute? It is the 5-minute chart. So we can manage risk on the 5-minute time frame to give us a great balance between the higher time frame chart and the lower time frame chart. So now that we understand the two core concepts, let's hop straight into the charts to show you guys exactly what this looks like in real time. So as you can see, I'm on my first example and we're currently on ticker symbol AMD and I'm on the 15-minute time frame. I personally like using the 15-minute and 1-hour time frame as my higher time frame thesis because I'm primarily a day trader slash scalper. What we want to identify is number one, the trends in the markets. As you can see currently, we're making lower lows, we're making lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and we are in a downtrend here on the 15-minute chart. So based off the past 2 to 3 days worth of price action, what are we going to be looking for coming into market open? What I personally have marked out is our previous day lows. What I like to see here on AMD for continuation towards the downside is of course a break underneath our previous day lows for continuation. Another level that we can have marked out here as well is going to be that previous day highs or a potential previous day high rejection for continuation lower here as well. So there's two different scenarios I'm interested in. Shorts underneath our previous day lows are now shorts underneath our previous day highs for of course continuation towards the downside. So what we can do here is mark out some of the key levels that we have. Number one being that previous day lows and number two being that previous day highs. And now we can go on to the lower time frames. Now let's play out the tape coming into market open. So as you can see within the first 15 minutes of market open, we are of course pushing towards the downside. What I'm going to have marked out here is our previous day lows. As you can see, this is going to be our key technical level moving forward. If we can reject off our previous day lows, then we can see this continue push back down in towards low of day and below. So now let's go on to the 1-minute time frame. As you can see right here, we're rejecting here off that previous day lows. We're holding this up close candle here as well. You can see these upper wicks are indicating that sellers are stepping in right exactly where we're supposed to. If you look at this on the 5-minute time frame here as well, you can see a upper wick is being put in on the 5-minute. This is exactly where I personally go in short here on AMD with a stop loss just to break above. And now I'm looking for low of day plus continuation towards the downside. In this case, I'm going to make it nice and easy and just put in a 1-to-2 fixed risk reward ratio, and now we can play out the tape. And as you can see right there on EMD, we have that perfect rejection right off that previous day lows. And now we have that nice continuation right down in towards low of day and below. So with that being said, we start off by understanding what type of trader we are, then focusing on market structure. In this case, we knew that there was going to be continuation in the markets just based off of its past 2 days worth of price action. We're looking for some more downside. And then once we're able to break underneath that previous day lows, we're able to capture this trade on AMD towards the downside. Let's go on to the next example that I have for us today. The next example that we have here is on ticker symbol TSLA, Tesla. And right now we are on the 15-minute time frame once again. And as you can see, within the past 2 sessions, Tesla recently had earnings. We then have another big drop towards the downside. As you can see, we're fairly bearish within the past 2 sessions. What we're going to have marked out here is going to be that previous day lows. We can mark out that previous day highs here as well. Tesla, of course, is closer to the bottom of the range. What we'd be interested in is really continuation underneath our previous day lows for a push lower, or as long as you can maintain down underneath this pre-market high, we're going to be leaning more towards the downside for a push lower. So this is what we have marked out on Tesla, and now we can go on to the lower time frames. Let's play out the tape coming into market open. So coming into market open within the very few first couple of minutes, what we have on Tesla is a break underneath our opening range plus our pre-market lows. We come back up here and now we're right at high of day. We'd like to see one of 3 things here for the downside. What we can have marked out here is that opening range. Number 1, a potential pre-market high rejection for a fade back towards the downside with low risk and targeting low of day plus below. Another possible scenario, if it rejects off high of day, we can be looking for a reclaimed setup back underneath for continuation towards the downside. And number 3 would be waiting for a break all the way underneath our previous day lows for, of course, continuation towards the downside. Let's play out the tape. So as you can see right here for Tesla, we immediately reject off high of day. We get back underneath this opening print here as well. This is where I personally went in short with the stop loss just to break above our opening print, looking for, of course, low of day plus our previous day lows and continuation. The reason why I was able to take this short entry was based off the higher time frames. So you can see that Tesla is still very weak. The market structure is still very much bearish. Now we're just looking for this flip, for this push down in towards our previous day lows here and below. Now let's play out the tape. And as you can see right there on Tesla, once we end up getting that flip back underneath that opening print, we're able to hold underneath number 1, that 5-minute range low, and then we're able to get that nice continued push towards the downside here, all the way back down in towards that previous day lows and below. That being said, let's go on to the next example that I have for us today. So as you can see, the next example that I have here is on Apple. We're currently on the 1-hour time frame, and basing off market structure, you can see that Apple is making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. And now we're coming back into a key level of resistance that we want to see potentially turn into support. I'd say for Apple, what we have marked out is going to be that previous day highs. If we can break back above, we can see this flip here in the markets. Of course, if we break underneath our previous day lows, then potentially you can see a reversal and a continuation back towards the downside. So the levels that I have marked out here on Apple, we mark out that previous day lows, we mark out that previous day highs, and what we're going to keep an eye on the reaction is off our previous day highs and our previous day lows coming into market open. As you can see here within the very first 5 minutes of market open, Apple's having this really strong push towards the upside. We're above our previous day highs here now as well. So we can mark out 2 levels, that 5-minute range high, if we can break above, hold continuation, or the potential retest off our previous day highs for a long position back towards the upside. So 2 long potential scenarios here on Apple. We can have this marked out. Now you can go into the 1 minute. So for Apple, now we can mark out this down close candle plus our 5-minute range high plus our 1-minute range high here as well. What we're going to be doing is looking for the flip and hold above our key technical areas for this continuation back towards the upside. As you can see here for Apple, we are now getting some nice buyers right off that 5-minute range high plus that down close candle here as well. This is where we can go look long with a stop loss underneath that 5-minute range high. And as for a take profit, we can be looking for a 1-to-2 fixed risk reward ratio. Now let's play out the tape. And as you can see there for Apple, we are now getting that nice push back towards the upside. Once we're able to hold above that 5-minute range high, plus our key technical levels as well, and above that down close candle, you can see we end up having this nice continuation back up and towards high of day and above. With that being said, I hope you guys were able to find some value out of this video and now understand how to implement these two concepts that are very important to your trading, no matter what strategy you trade. If you did, I appreciate if you guys drop a like and sub. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next week for a brand new video. Peace.